Hey there, guys. I'm Cerise. Welcome to Mindset Soul Coach. So, there's a lot of us, when we are hurt in life, we start talking about it over and over and over and over again. I think it is so important for us to talk about it, get it off our chest, let it all out. Don't allow it to sit on us and let it just fester. That's not good. But the good thing is, when we do get it out, it's like regurgitating something that is not good for us. You get it all out and you let it sit back there. Once it's out, look at it like vomit and leave it alone. Don't be like a dog that goes back for the big chunks. A lot of us, that's what we do. We vomit something up and then we act like, oh, but wait, we need to talk about it a little bit more, even though we feel good after we spoke about it that first time, second time, third time, fourth time. We tend to continue to go back to it. We tend to remember it. And even sometimes it could be years later and we'll bring it up again. Well, that's not a good thing, because it means that you are bringing up those feelings again, that negativity again, and you are allowing your energy, the vibration around you, to perpetuate that same emotional blackmail that you are putting yourself through. Don't do it to yourself. Think of yourself as better than that. In the Bible, there's something that says, when you go back to negativity, it's exactly like a dog that goes back to its vomit. It's the same thing when you're letting go of a toxic relationship. You're letting go of a toxic friend, a toxic situation, a toxic job. Don't go back to it. A situation is the exact same thing. If something makes you feel bad and you've spoken about it and you've dealt with the situation, don't keep rehashing it. Especially if you're living in the same house with someone. It's up to you to deal with it. I had a client the other day and she contacted me and she told me that her boyfriend cheated on her. And I asked her, so what are you going to do? She's like, well, I feel like I could have been more intimate with him. I feel like he went and he cheated because he wanted intimacy from a woman. And I was like, okay, well, that's pretty grown up, you know, because some women would say, well, even though I'm not giving it to him, he can just wait. He can just wait till I give it to him, right? But that's also making your man suffer. Men are very intimate creatures. They really are. Again, speaking of the Bible, it says in the Bible that men can enjoy themselves in their woman's bosoms. So if you are that man's main woman and he is coming to you for intimacy and he has to beg you and beg you, even if you guys are not arguing. Let's say you guys are not arguing. Let's just say that you're tired. Let's just say you don't want to, because a lot of us women are not very much into it all the time as much as men are. We are sensual, but we're not always sexual. So sometimes we forget that a man does have his needs. And this woman took individual responsibility. And she said, you know what? I have not given my man anything for 4 months. And he's been begging and he's been begging and he's been going online and, he's been looking at girls' photos and doing this and doing that. And finally, he met a woman that was willing to give it up. Even though that woman knew he was married, even though that woman saw on his Instagram his children, that woman still did not have the dignity to hold back from giving it up to him. And of course, she was getting something out of it because she knew that this guy has a good income, great job, and he will obviously pay her handsomely to keep her mouth closed. Not because she's blackmailing him, but because he is grateful for whatever he's getting from her. Well, my client was like, Cerise, I don't want your advice on it. I just want to talk to you about it, and I want to know how I can become more intimate with my man. And that's what we're working on right now. We're working on her trying to get more in tune with her sensuality and also changing it more into a little bit more sexuality. It doesn't mean that she's going to become a hot diggity dog and she's going to want it every night in bed. But it does mean that the two of them are going to have to come to an agreement. And she's going to have to realize that she needs to do something with him in order to make him happy as well. He's a hardworking man. He doesn't want anyone else. He only went somewhere else because he wanted that intimacy. So is she going back for the big chunks? Should she vomit him out and, go back for the big chunks? That's not the situation I'm talking about. What I'm saying is she's getting it off her chest. She's talking about it. It hurt her. It pained her. It traumatized her. But now she wants to get past it and she wants to work on it. And she's working with it in the same situation in the house with him. So she doesn't continue to bombard him with her anger and keep talking about it and keep bringing it up and keep fighting and keep arguing. She's working with it. Now, if you are a woman, just alternatively speaking, if you are the type of woman that cannot get past something like that and you're like, no, he should not have cheated. No, he should have been loyal to me no matter how long I didn't give it to him for. And if that's your mindset, then maybe you should go find a man that's not going to cheat and that is going to wait. Or maybe you should just be alone. There's options for you. But you do have to get to a point in life where you have to close it up and put it away and get over it. Move on. Because it does come to a point where it becomes old. And if you continue to go back to that argument, you're just looking through the vomit, looking for the big chunks, picking up the big chunk, chewing on it, and it's only going to make you sick again. And then you're going to have to do what? Spit it out. And then you're going to get to a point where there's no more big chunks because you chewed them all up. And then what are you going to do? Sit back and what? Do what you should have done in the first place. Deal with it. So remember, there's a moment for talking, and then there's a moment for dealing with it, or a moment for walking. You make up with your mind what you're going to do, but it all starts with a healthy mindset. Guys, this is Motivation Mondays, Mindset Mondays. I'm your Mindset Soul Coach, Cerise, and I want to remind you that talking is good, but dealing with it is even better. Mwah. Take care of yourself. Huge hugs, loads of love, big blesses.
Aquí le tenemos este excelente producto. Este es un termo espectacular que viene con esto que ustedes ven aquí. Es para purificar el agua, para tener tu producto saludable. Yo soy una persona muy saludable y por eso lo recomiendo. Esto que está aquí puedes agregar jugo, lo vas a colocar aquí, jugo, cerveza, agua, lo que desees. Y lo mejor de todo es que lo tapas y lo puedes llevar donde quieras. Este termito también tiene su forrito, ¿para qué? Para que así lo puedas proteger y te pueda durar mucho más en ambiente, lo que lleves ahí frío o caliente.